Okay, we'll do a quick little introduction here while some more people are getting in. I am Mrs. Kasha. I am a guidance counselor. I work with students who have last names GOV through L.
I'm Mrs. Lamb, I'm guidance counselor. I have students with last name M through SHA.
Mr. Stiver, guidance counselor, students' last names SHE through Z.
Miss Ballantyne, also a guidance counselor. There's a pattern here. I have students with the last name A through GOU, and we like to call you the Goo Crew.
Nico Flores, assistant principal, and I work with GOV through L.
Okay, so we are going to do our best to answer as many questions as we can for you guys today. We are not going to be able to answer course-specific questions. If you want to know, for example, like, what is the difference between AP Bio and AP Chem? One is Bio, one is Chem. That's all we got for you. If you want to know the differences between certain classes, like, information like that, you're going to need to go to the course info fair and ask the actual subject area teachers. We can answer kind of general questions, course selection, things like that, but we can't answer the specific questions about courses. So let's get started. Right.
Maybe I can start, Ms. Kasha, to just, because I already see a question there about the course form.
Mm-hmm.
So the course form is a K-12 form. It is due March 5th. Okay, so that's part of the course selection process. The second part, other than the form, is going onto Infinite Campus and inputting your classes on Infinite Campus as well. That is also due by March 5th. The Infinite Campus portal opens on February 11th, so you can start inputting your courses on Infinite Campus starting February 11th all the way until March 5th. And then again, the other part, the course selection K-12 form, also due March 5th.
So we're getting a question about TA. So if you want to be a TA, lab assistant, bilingual tutor, any of those kind of student tutor, any of those kind of electives where you partner up with a teacher to help them out in a class, you can put it on your course form if you want, but what will happen is, and honestly, we suggest that you don't. What will happen is you will get your schedule in August and you will see, obviously, you will have a free period because you know that you want to do that. And then you will touch base with the teacher that you're interested in TAing for, student tutoring for, whatever. And you will fill out a TA form and have that teacher sign it. And then we will add you to the class. So it's not something that you need to do now. It's something that you will have to have a form filled out in the fall when school starts.
So IK-12 forms will be sent out. The links to the forms will be sent to you soon. So just sit tight. It's coming.
I believe it's maybe next week or the week after that it will go out. So, okay, PE dance. What does it count for? Great question. You can double dip by taking PE dance. So PE dance will always count with us for PE credit. So you take freshman year PE, you take PE dance, you've now have you've now met your PE requirement. And when you apply to college, PE is not a requirement for college, but an art is. So you get to list it as your fine art. So it will count as PE credit for graduation and it will count as art credit for college eligibility.
So question about submitting your course selection form closer to March 5th, if it's later versus earlier. Will I get my classes? Is it time-based? No, it's not time-based. So don't worry about that. So the deadline to submit your course forms is March 5th, and we don't start looking and building our sections for next year until after we've collected all of the course forms. So it's not, first come, first serve. It's not like that.
How to arrange an appointment with counselor to discuss course selection? Yes, we would love to talk with you about course selection. So obviously you can email us, send us a direct email or a message through Schoology. We are getting quite a few emails, so give us some time to answer. You can also schedule an appointment with us. I believe all of us have our appointment links up on the Monte Vista website as well as Schoology, so you can do that as well. But if you're kind of in doubt, feel free to just send us an email. We're happy to chat with you in some form about your courses and course selection or anything really in general.
I have a question about the course info fair, and I want to be able to ask it while Mr. Flores is still here. The schedule says that there are only 4 sessions. Will there be a way to see more than 4 classes? I don't know if it's a session class per session or how it's going to work.
On the 210, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the 210.
Yeah, you don't have to attend each session. So each session is a question and answer opportunity. So there's no real formal presentation in each of the sessions. What we really want you to do is look at the videos that interest you. So if you're interested in, A push versus US history, take time to watch that video and then go to the social science department and ask your questions. So there's no formal, you must go to session 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Pick which one makes the most sense to you, drop in, ask questions, very similar format to what you're experiencing right here, but with your teachers.
So there are a lot of questions about PE and sports, and everybody can chime in on this one. So are sports happening this year? I think so. I think like anything, it's really fluid. Like things can change on a dime, as we've all seen with Santa Clara County. I know that Mr. Bonacorsi has been very good about putting out information as soon as he learns more. I highly advise all of you, if you're interested in athletics, to follow the Monta Vista Athletics Instagram page. Mr. Bonacorsi makes announcements on there very often. I believe they are trying to get things started. I know that they have some plans in place to hopefully do a couple seasons of sports, depending on the county restrictions. I'm not 100% sure what the credit is going to look like. There's a chance to possibly earn credit if those sports happen. Everything is just very unknown still, I think, at this point. If you have very specific questions about it, you can email Mr. Bonacorsi directly if you want. Go to the Monta Vista Athletics homepage, or like I said, definitely follow the Monta Vista Athletics Instagram account, okay? Assuming we come back next year as normal, 3 seasons of sports, you get 5 credits per sport per season. Obviously that can count towards PE credit if you're not taking a PE class, or you can take, if you are taking a PE class, those sports credits would then count as just elective credit, okay? And hopefully you all know by now, you do need 20 credits of PE by the end of your senior year in order to graduate from Monta Vista.
So if you are crossing your fingers, hoping you can get some sports credit this year, great, but I wouldn't count on it. If it can happen, wonderful. But again, if you aren't able to get sport credit this year, then you will still need to take a full year PE class junior year or senior year, or wait till junior or senior year to play sports. So you guys still have 2 full years that you can either take a PE class or play sports. So again, don't bank on getting credits this year. You still have 2 years to get those requirements. So you have plenty of time. And if you haven't done your art yet, then do dance. Get your PE, get your fine art, call it a day.
Real quick before I leave, the videos that I referenced, there's a lot of questions about that. Those are going to be, once they're compiled and put into a spreadsheet, those links are going to be sent out to each of you. So it'll be sent out through Schoology, and then it will also be posted on our MV website under the guidance and course selection. So don't panic. You don't have that yet. You will get it. There will be some course elective nights next week that you can join. There will be evening presentations this week that you can join to ask more questions. The course information fair is this top button. It says February 10th course information fair schedule. It's on February 10th. It will be during advisory. So it'll be that hour session. So a lot of information will be coming your way following this Q&A session. So don't panic. We'll get that information to you. We don't have videos from previous years. Remote learning has prompted us to do a lot of things differently. This is one of those many different things. So just be patient. I know it's a little bit different than what you were used to last year, but we will promise to get you the information you need so that you can make some really smart and wise decisions about being balanced in your schedule next year.
If you go on the Monta Vista website, there's actually a pop-up now that brings you to this page. So as Mr. Flores said, you can see the course info fair schedule. You can see the FUHSD course guide. Those are all of the courses that the district offers. And then the Monte Vista course offerings. We're getting a lot of questions in the chat about what is a G college prep elective. So if you look at this sheet, these are all the classes that we'll be offering next year. If you go on the back page of it, you can see the 3 categories, applied academic, fine art, and world language. Any class like fine arts and world language, most of them will count as a G. But if you're talking about specific electives, you can look at the applied electives and you can see principles of business, international business, law, money and banking, our engineering courses, journalism, and then our computer science. Those all count for the G elective. So if you are not sure, you can always reference the course offerings sheet here. And again, am I still in the course offering sheet or did I get off of it? I can't.
No.
You're on the website.
Yeah.
And so here the information about, obviously the webinar that you guys are in right now, the parent one that will be on Thursday, and then obviously, information about subject areas. So again, if you go on the Monte Vista website, the pop-up will come up and it will take you to this page, which has all of the course selection information that you will need.
Okay, so there's a question about middle college. If you are, or any of you who are applying to middle college, we still want you to fill out a course selection form and the schedule. It's important that you submit that. Once you've been admitted to middle college and you know for sure you are going to attend, at that point we will pull your schedule, but otherwise we want to make sure you're accounted for in the scheduling at Monte Vista. So languages, is it recommended to take 3 years of a language for college? Yes, so the recommended number is 3. What's required is 2 years, 3 recommended in the same language. And so they actually look at the level. So I know there's a lot of questions about, if I took French 1 as an 8th grader and I took French 2 freshman year and I'm in French 3 now, technically you have 3 years after this year. So they're looking at the level of when you've completed it. Two semesters of a sport will count as PE credit. Yeah, so per each sport is worth 5 credits. So if you are doing 2 sports in a year, then that's 10. If you max out at 3 sports, that's 15 credits that you have. Anything extra in the PE will fall under your elective category.
Sorry, we're answering and we're trying to type in too.
Okay.
So
Okay.
again, oh, go ahead, Ms. Kasha.
No, you go.
I'm just saying with sports, okay, you get 5 credits per season of a sport, okay? If you played a sport last year in freshman year, you definitely probably got credit, okay? You can check your transcript on Infinite Campus, okay? So do that math, 5 credits per season of a sport. So if you play 3 seasons of a sport, if you play football, then basketball, then track and field, that's 15 credits, right? So, you guys can do the math here in terms of what you need to get the 20 PE credits. The only thing you really need to know is if you're in a PE class, those sports credits will count as elective credit. Okay. And if you're not in a PE class, then those sports credits will count as PE credit. Okay. And we don't know what's happening this year. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to sit here and make a promise that you're going to earn PE credit for a sport because I just don't know. So that's just one of those unfortunate things we, with COVID, we just are not 100% sure on yet. So just please talk to Mr. Bonacorsi and follow that Instagram page because the updates will come out on there for sure.
Yes, you do get PE for, there's a question about dance teams. So it depends if you were able to participate. I don't know if you're asking about this year or the future, but yes, traditionally you participate, you can get PE credit. Okay, so questions about elective nights and course selection information. Again, on the website, there's a pop-up. It will take you to the course information page with all of the presentations that we recorded, this Q&A link, the Q&A link for the presentation that your parents can attend on Thursday. There are some information stuff about different subject areas, and teachers are recording more information about subjects. So, like the English department recording about English classes, math about math, etc. And they're working on that now. As soon as those videos are done, they will be posted there as well. So that is in the process of being done. So please hang tight. We are getting as much information out as we can.
Good question in here about the difference between AP and college prep classes for GPA. So this is kind of a common question. So remember when you know, Monte Vista, all your grade point average, your GPA is unweighted, okay? So an A is worth 4 points, a B is worth 3 points, a C is worth 2 points, etc. If you take an AP or honors course, your weighted GPA, you can get a bonus point for that AP or honors class per semester. So again, we do unweighted GPA at Monte Vista, but when applying to college, they'll usually do a weighted GPA. So if you want to figure out your weighted GPA, you give yourself a bonus point for each semester of an AP or honors class.
Okay, there's some more questions about TA. So again, you do not need to put TA on your course form now. In the fall, in August, when you get your schedule and you see what free periods you have, you will find a teacher with whom you can TA for in your free period. If that teacher that you were hoping to TA for doesn't teach that period and therefore you cannot TA for them, we will not change your schedule to accommodate a TA. A TA is an extra elective class that you do not need. We will prioritize the classes that you have chosen and that you actually need for graduation and for college eligibility. So we will not schedule change you to get a TA, a period that you want.
So there's a question about do I need to take anything before taking law or journalism? For example, journalism, typically we like to see the writing for pub class and before the journalism. However, if you haven't, that is fine too. It is an application-based course, so you'll apply for it. If you have journalism, it just gives you more, if you have writing for pub prior, it just gives you more experience prior to going to journalism. And for the business pathways, for law, for any of them, law, they say it's not required, but they would like to see the principles of business course, which is your base class, your intro class. So the difference between Calc AB and BC, so essentially both of them are AP courses, so they're college level courses taught in the high school environment. BC covers the full year of your calculus, whereas AB covers about 2/3 of it. So essentially the BC is, you're gonna learn a lot more content and it's gonna move a lot quicker. But there are both AP courses, and when you take when it comes time to taking the AP exam, you'll just choose the one for either the AB or the BC.
What is the difference between English options? You would need to attend the course fair and talk to the English teachers and find that out. We do not know exactly what the difference is in, the curriculum that is being taught in any classes, honestly, science, math, English, history, any of it. If you have questions about, the differences in the curriculum, please reach out to those subject area teachers.
So, sorry.
No, go on, Sam.
There's a question about the lowest grade for college. Kind of rule of thumb, we say C's or better is what you're aiming for.
So TA gives you elective credit. If you TA for a teacher or you're a student tutor or avid tutor or bilingual tutor, you will get general elective credit, okay? You'll get a grade and it will be general elective credits.
We don't do pluses or minuses, so we do straight A's, B's, C's, D's.
Okay, so again, we do not weigh GPAs. The highest GPA you can have at Monte Vista is a 4.0. If you take an honor and AP class, that will give you an extra grade bump towards a weighted GPA, which you would have to calculate on your own. When you apply to college, if the colleges you're applying to accept a weighted GPA, UCs, for example, don't say, tell us your weighted GPA. They say, tell us your classes, and they will calculate it for you. So that's something, maybe you want to calculate your weighted GPA. There's websites you can go to, you can put in your classes and all of that stuff and calculate it yourself. But your GPA that is posted on your transcript will not be weighted, and you guys can access that in Infinite Campus. You can go into Infinite Campus and look at your transcript and see what your GPA is.
Okay, there's lots of questions about elective credits. So you see on your transcript, it says 60 elective credits. How am I going to earn that? So rule of thumb is anything that spills above what's required will fall under your elective category, right? So if you're required to do 2 years of math, but let's say you do 4, that extra 20 credits is going to fall under your elective category. So that's going to fall under the 60. Same for science, same for world language, same for any extra art classes that you do. So rule of thumb, any extra PE classes, anything that is above what's required will all spill into your elective category. So it's not going to be hard to earn those electives.
You can only take one computer science class, either APCS-A or APCS Principles. I do believe that's true. And I'll look at my other counselors. You only take one of those courses. You can't take both.
And for APCS, there is no prerequisite. You don't have to take Java to take APCS, but it is a college level coding course. So if you are going into it without any coding knowledge, it is not an introductory, we're going to hold your hand and teach you coding. So if maybe you didn't take Java with us, but you've been doing it outside or you have advanced knowledge of it, great. But again, if you take it and you don't have any prior coding knowledge, it will be a struggle for you.
So we always recommend that you talk to the APCSA teacher if you're thinking about that and you haven't taken a class with us, because what Mr. DeRuiter will do is he'll ask what is your experience and what has been your experience if you've taken a class outside, and then he can share with you what the expectation is for his class. So you'll just get a better understanding before making like a good decision.
A question in here about where can I find information on College Now and concurrent enrollment? Really good question. So I'd say there's probably 2 places for this. Number one is the Monte Vista website. You know, on our guidance page, there's all kinds of information about middle college, College Now, concurrent enrollment, and kind of the process, expectations, things like that. Or there's the FUHSD website, which also has a ton of information about middle college, College Now, the application processes, and stuff like that. If you're having trouble finding it, just email your counselor and we'll send you to the right page so you can get all that info. Obviously, if you want to talk more about those programs and see if you're a right fit, you're always welcome to talk with us about that as well.
Students, for all the evening Q&As, you are welcome to attend. For the elective Q&A, elective night, it's important that you attend. If you want to find out more about all the different elective options out there, students should be attending those sessions.
Sorry, guys, there's lots of questions.
Yeah.
There's a question, why can't you take both AP courses? I'm assuming you're talking about APCS and APCSP, because we want to make them accessible for all students. We don't want students to take both. We want students who, because they're different. APCS is a coding course. AP Computer Science Principles is more of a creative design course. So we want them to be accessible for as many students as possible. So you cannot take both. And traditionally, the students who want, because they're very different, you wouldn't do both. If you're interested more of the design and code, the design and like creative side of computer science, you would take principles. If you're interested in just the coding side, you would take CS. So it just, again, it's district policy. We want to make it accessible to as many students as possible. So that's why.
So if you were to put it on, like we wouldn't prioritize you to give you that second class, because we want to be able to give students who have not had the opportunity to take one, we want to give them that opportunity first.
The office would probably call you and say, you need to choose which one you want. And we're going to not honor the other one. So you can't like try to sneakily make that happen. That would be flagged right away.
If you're on dance team, yes, you can earn PE credits.
But only if you're on the Monte Vista dance team.
Yes, Monte Vista dance team.
Not one of the clubs, or, you know, there's some cool dance clubs we have on campus, but you got to be on the Monte Vista one. I believe Ms. Plaza is the coach, if I remember correctly. That is yeah.
Lots of questions about where can you find the classes that are being offered. Again, if you go on the Monte Vista website, there's a pop-up that comes up and it will take you to the page. There is a button that says course offerings for 2021, 2022. You can click on that and it will show you every class that we are offering next year. That you will see the selective electives, so applied academics, fine arts, world language. If you are not sure if a course is the G college prep elective, you can see those notations on it. So everything that's being offered, that's where you can find that. We have about 1 more minute that we will answer questions. And
Good
then,
qu-
sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry, I'm interrupting.
If your questions were not answered, you can attend the parent night on Thursday. We will be doing Q&A again. So maybe we couldn't answer your question, have your parent answer. You're welcome to come as well on Thursday and ask questions. If you have questions, again, about specific courses and the curriculum, like what's the difference between this English class and this English class, or this history and that, please go to the course info fair and ask the teachers, those specific course teachers, for that information. You're welcome to email us, and hang tight as we update presentations by department on the website for more information.
So there's been a couple of good questions about that 7th choice. So remember, on your course form, your top 6, those are the ones we can almost 99% guarantee you. That 7th choice is only added if space is available, and it varies from year to year, like which courses we can add and which ones we can't. So it's really going to vary year to year. If you put in an unscheduled 7th period in that 7th choice, or maybe an unscheduled 1st period, again, it's not a guarantee you're going to get it. You can definitely try for it, but it's not a guarantee you're going to get it. Anything in that 7th choice is not going to be a guarantee. It needs to be something that you can live without.
And the last 2 years, we have not been able to give a lot of students the 7th choice. So just be aware that it is more likely than not that you will not get your 7th choice. Okay.
Honors and AP, yes, they are. Honors is also provided an additional point. Again, like Ms. Kasha says, we don't weight the GPA. It's at the discretion of the prospective university you plan to apply to.
We've got a couple questions about running of the bulls. And obviously we don't know how that's going to happen for next year. So just hang tight, check the website this spring and summer. And as soon as we have details about that, it will be posted. We are recording this session right now. We're recording, so we will send that out. So if you missed it, or you just want to kind of review the questions that we covered, you are welcome to do so. Thank you all for joining us. Please attend the parent info session on Thursday if you have more questions or did not get them answered. You are also welcome to reach out to your counselor and ask your questions. Please know that we are being inundated with emails from students and parents and incoming students and parents. So be a little patient, give us some time to get back to you.